Before we begin this episode of the Character Unlock podcast, we feel that we need to address the events of the last few days. Now, we may not be in a position to fix problems plaguing America and the world in general at the moment, but we can say that we do, as a group, as the three of us, or the four of us, as this episode will pan out to be, stand in solidarity with the protests in America, and we should all be taking this time to listen and reflect on just how we got here.
Hello and welcome to episode 94 of Character Unlock. We actually have a very special bumper episode as there's four of us on it instead of the usual, I would normally say two, but Lee's been joining us for a lot recently.
A special Bumboy episode?
Yes.
It's almost a fucking orgy, mate.
It's a Bumboy episode, in fact, yes. So I'm hosting, John. With me as normal is Mr. Brooker. Brooks, how are we?
I'm good, thank you, mate. My Mac has just gone, software update required. Would you like to go now? No! Please don't!
Fucking outstanding.
Fucking technology hates me, mate.
And semi-regular, especially the semi part, Lee, how are you?
I'm a little bit over a semi, mate, if I'm honest.
Well,
because he's already planning on his bottle pissing antics for the day.
It does get him off.
It's because I heard our extra special guest's voice earlier, and the accent really gets me off.
Fucking brilliant. And finally, our fourth guest we have specially on is Paddy, one of Brooker's, I'd say friends, but I don't know what your relationship is. So, hi,
I
Paddy.
don't have friends, I have acquaintances that I just can't get rid of.
Truth.
That's how I started a podcast.
It's how you started multiple podcasts.
How you doing, guys?
Paddy, how are you?
I'm good.
Paddy's one of my Fright Fest brethren.
That's it.
We spend a few days a year stuck in a dark room watching horror movies and drinking beer and the like. But Paddy's also a film director, an ex-video game developer, and a YouTuber. I couldn't think of the word. I almost said streamer. You're not a streamer, you're a YouTuber.
Yeah, I pretend to do all
You're a man
of
of many
those
talents,
things.
aren't you, mate?
I'm good at one thing, and that is pretending to be able to do stuff.
I get most of my jobs by being like that, though, mate. So.
He's not wrong.
I kind of thought, Brooke, when you were saying that we spent 5 days in a dark room together. If you just left it there, it would have been nice and kind of.
I think you should have just left it there.
I don't know, the alcohol part's important.
I'm just going to say,
5 days in a bar room with things that we bought off Wish.com. It would have been fine.
I can edit all this together at the end, and I can even leave a nice long pause as well, so everybody listening can go, where the fuck is this going?
I think that is definitely what you need to do.
This podcast is going to be difficult enough to edit as it is. I'm not going to try and be clever with it at all.
It's alright, you've got 24 hours to do it. I believe.
Yeah, glad you do.
I believe in it.
Anyways, what am I doing anyways? I'm not fucking hosting John. Crack on, man. Jesus Christ.
I'm trying. You just keep making Paddy laugh. It's
so fucking
it's
unprofessional.
infectious. Right. As this is Paddy's first episode, we have a trial by fire, let's say. Have you got answers for your 5 questions, Paddy?
I think I do. I've just looked at them, and I think I have. I think I have answers to them all already.
Excellent. So I'm glad you're prepared. So question the first: what is your favourite game platform?
My favourite at present it would be my PlayStation 4, but Legacy would probably be PlayStation 1.
Ooh.
It's a good console.
Good choice.
Your second question. What are your 3 desert island games?
This I it would probably have to be the 3 games I played the most on the PlayStation 1, and those are Final Fantasy VII, Metal Gear Solid, and Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
They are very good games.
I agree with the first 2.
See, I agree with the second 2. So between the 3 of us, we're doing all right.
Yeah. I mean, I just chose the Mass Effect trilogy because, well, so many hours.
There's a lot of hours there for sure.
But no good ones.
Not for you.
No interesting ones.
Question 3. What is your favourite game character?
This ties back to one of my answers from the second question. My favourite character would be Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. Or Sephiroth, as people like to call him now.
Yeah. I'm in the Sephiroth bracket.
Yes. There we go.
I'm sure I always have been as well. I think, when it was text, and there was no internet to deal with. It was just you got it from the first person that you heard say it.
As
exactly.
with most words.
And as soon as they started to say it and stuff like Advent Children, I was just I can't get used to it. Even in the remake, I was like, every time I heard it, I was like, that just sounds wrong to me.
Yeah, and I mean, Airy throws me off because I'm really not used to that. It's still Aries to me, so I mean, it's weird.
Yeah, no, I just love I love Sephiroth, as I say, which is what I'm going to call him. I can't help it; it's out now, and I think it's just because he's kind of the sympathetic monster. Like once you get into his backstory and learn what motivates him, you're like, he's kind of like a universal monster or something, like a Frankenstein character, where like he's not just straight up like evil. He's got these kind of motivations from like all this horrible stuff that's happened to him. So yeah, and he just looks cool as well. There's that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, he was a good guy technically originally, and then he just sort of fucking found out more about himself, didn't he? And then lost the plot and went fucking ballistic. And then wanted to decimate a planet and take the power of a god.
Yeah, and just
basically
ride the planet around the universe, just like a horse, just going to other planets and destroying them. Pretty cool motivation, if you ask me.
It sounds like it'd be quite a laugh, I think.
I'm not sure you and me get our kicks the same way, mate.
You don't like riding horse planets, then?
No, I do not.
If a game came out tomorrow where you could ride horse planets, I would be the first person to buy it, Brooke. I'm sorry. Pre-ordered already. It doesn't exist and I've already pre-ordered it.
It's funny how quick you can go off someone, isn't it?
There'll be a Kickstarter up for one in the next few weeks now.
Is the planet the horse, or is just the horse the planet covered in horses?
Why? Why are we going into these details?
Well, it's a horse planet. You need to go for these details. It's important.
Wow.
Otherwise, we're ruining his dreams.
Look, it's fine.
At this point, I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
Anyway, fourth question. What is your favourite game soundtrack?
So it would be way too easy for me to once again say Final Fantasy VII, so I won't. But that is probably it. But I will say, and this is going to probably be a bit of a shocker, but I've listened to it so much recently that it has to be, is the new Resident Evil 3 remake. The soundtrack is actually incredible. Probably, well, to a lot of people, the best thing about the game. But yeah, I think it's it sounds like a 70s giallo film or something. It's just wild.
It is a superb soundtrack. I'm playing it at the moment. I'm really, really liking it. It's and it adds beautifully to the atmosphere of the game.
Definitely,
I'm a big fan.
Like, I mean, I could have listed off all, like, as I say, Metal Gear Solid and stuff. Like, those all have amazing soundtracks. But just trying to tip people off to something that's just out. Like, even if you don't like the new Resident Evil 3 game, check the soundtrack out because it's actually, as I say, probably to a lot of people better than the game. So,
Good answer.
Yep.
And finally, your favourite gaming memory.
Oh, this is the one where I will definitely struggle a little bit. I mean, I have I have one that springs to mind, which would, actually, we'll go with that one. Sure, why not? It is when I got Silent Hill 3 for the PS2. I was so excited, and I ran home, and like my cousin was at my house. We were going to stay up all night and play it, and I remember we were both so scared about like 2 hours into the game. We were only like, I think I was 16 and he was like 13, and we were so scared that when we had to go piss, one of us had to stand outside the door and be like, "I'm here, mate. I'm here. Yeah, just keep talking to me so that I know you're there, okay?" And that's how scared we were. So I think that is one of my favorite video game memories, just for how ridiculous it was that we thought, like, well, this will help me be able to piss in peace to know my cousin is standing right there. That's usually that would do the opposite, right?
To be fair, if I had someone now that would follow me around afterwards and just keep an eye on me after I've watched a horror movie, I'd probably watch more of them.
He's not wrong.
I'll send Paddy round to hang around outside your toilet for you, mate. It's all good.
Yeah. Someone just to hold my hand while I play the creepy bits on games like Dead Space or something. That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. You would need it for sure with Dead Space. I started replaying that again recently, and it's still just as scary as it was 10 years ago.
Dead Space is one of those games, right? It's kind of scary, and it scared the shit out of me. But it's one of those games where I go, actually, I've turned it off. It's not that scary anymore. Then I turn the light off to go to bed. Now it's scary. Now it's really fucking scary. And I can hear things crawling around my house. Yeah, Dead Space scared the shit out of me, man.
Yeah.
Oh. Awesome. Well, Lee, you don't
That's
actually
some
need
good
someone
answers,
to hold your hand going to the toilet because you just piss in a bottle anyway.
Yeah, but they could put the hand on my shoulder or something, or give me some words of encouragement, or
Well, you have my Skype name now, so like next time you just need that comfort while you're taking a piss. just give me a buzz.
Oh, cool! I'll give you a shout in about 20 minutes.
3 o'clock in the morning, Paddy. I want to get out and I've got to go for a piss. I don't know what to do.
It's okay. We'll get through this.
Is this an offer open to everyone? Do I need to put your Skype name into the show notes for the podcast? Because anybody can get hold of you.
Yeah, look, If you are uncomfortable taking the piss, I'm available anytime, anywhere. But I do charge for it. I need to make that clear. There is a PayPal that you can donate to, and I will.
We'll set you up with one of those kind of 0908 numbers.
Yes.
Hey, Paddy, what are you wearing?
That's a trick question. I'm not wearing anything.
Oh.
See, Lee sounds disappointed, but that's actually the answer he wanted.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. I like it. Just a tiny bit of clothing. It leaves more to the imagination.
Like one sock.
Where's the sock?
Yeah. Oh, I wonder what his other foot looks like if he's only wearing one sock.
Wow. Today's episode went sideways quick, lads.
I'm very sorry for dragging down the tone of your podcast so quickly.
Yeah, you have not dragged down shit, man. This is what it's like all the fucking time.
I think it's pretty.
Yeah, normally we just don't record this part.
Pretty tame, really, isn't it?
That's what happens when you let the Irish in, lads.
Anywho, as we carry on with the episode and we move on to the news, our news is that the news is that most companies have decided to not bother continuing with what they've decided to do. So, Sony have dropped their state of play. Even Call of Duty have binned off their season change. So the season 4 and season 7 of COD Mobile aren't coming around this week due to the events in America.
I think it's kind of cool. So everybody's kind of jumping on this. There are bigger conversations to be had. I don't think they're all genuine, thoughts and prayers coming out of these companies. I do think some of them are a bit, but for the most part, I think it's a very good idea, and I think it's great that it's pissing a lot of people off because it gets people talking.
Yeah.
I find it strange that Activision Blizzard are taking a moral high ground at this point, considering what they did with that Hearthstone player.
Well, this is kind of what I was getting at, because considering how they acted there. But it's I don't know, dude. I'm a middle class white dude from a half a suburb in Milton Keynes. This shit doesn't affect me. I'm basically white privilege, the board game. I feel like I can't say stuff publicly about this and make any difference, so I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to leave it at that. I think the companies are doing a great job, and I am behind pretty much everybody that's not burning buildings to the ground in the States. And that's me done. If anybody else wants to talk about it, you're more than welcome to. I just don't particularly feel qualified. So.
I feel similar to what you're saying, Brooker, in that like I feel that I can't say much about this just because of my personal circumstances, but at the same time, what I decided to do with my own Twitter feed yesterday was just not post anything related to myself or any of my own content, and just retweet like black activists and stuff to kind of amplify their voices. Not that my Twitter has a particularly big following or anything, but just anything to help out. And I even felt slightly uncomfortable posting up the interview that I just posted, because I was like, do people really care about this at the moment? Like, are people going to want to... But then I kind of made the decision that I've seen a lot of people also say that they kind of, would like some escapism. So I was like, you know what, I'll put the interview up. It's something that people can turn on for an hour and just turn their brains off and enjoy it, hopefully.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's great. And I do genuinely think it's great that people are... you included, and a few of my friends that have done something very similar have done the whole blackout thing. And the only reason we're not, it's pointless for us. The blackout's on a Tuesday, or was on a Tuesday. We record on a Wednesday. Until yesterday, we were planning on recording on Thursday, and our episode goes up on Friday, by which point the blackout thing is done and dusted. There's no point in us... we can show our solidarity all you like by cutting our listener feed in half. It's not going to help anybody. So we've done the thing at the beginning of the episode, and I texted everybody and mailed everybody and whatever at the beginning and said it would be nice to do this, but if anybody has an issue with it, that's fine. I'm not going to hold it against anyone. But like I say, at the same time, I'm not in a position to. There's nothing I can do. I don't have a very loud voice, in realistic terms.
Well,
I do, but you know what I mean. My social media presence, if you like, I'm not particularly loud, and because of my job, I have to be careful what I say. So I sit there and go, I feel kind of helpless, and there's not an awful lot I can do. But
I feel very much the same way as you about this. I feel that generally there's not a lot I can do, and I'm not bothered about the sound of my voice on the internet. I think that there's a lot of people on the internet that both do things for good and do things that are harmful, and I don't want to try and wash my voice in with theirs. I don't see the point. I'd rather do things by my own actions. So I mean, the only thing I can really do from my perspective is just make sure that my child doesn't grow up to be that way. And that's the only way I can focus on it, and it's the way I plan to focus on it. I don't, personally, I won't put political stuff on the internet. I just don't fancy the arguments, if I'm absolutely honest. But maybe in a few generations they've said it many times before that racism and bigotry and all of these things, they're all taught. You're not born that way. No one's born that way. And in that same vein, it can be untaught, with people feeling like they need to educate themselves, and I think that's really what needs to happen.
The only way through this is through education. And the Will Smith quote of racism isn't getting worse, it's just getting filmed.
Yep.
Very true.
That is the difference. So, glossing over the rest of news, we're going to go on to the usual of what we've been playing. Lee, go ahead.
Hello. Okay. So, first up, after last podcast, I started playing Dishonored: Death of the Outsider, which was, as you may all know, planned initially to be DLC, but ended up being too big. So they released it as a separate game, albeit a very smaller one. Can you remember what the original price tag was on that? Was it lower?
It's 20
Yeah, it was
quid.
20.
20
It was
quid.
20 quid, yeah.
So it was a high price DLC, but a low price game essentially. It was kind of sat somewhere in the middle of the two. Yeah, I finished that. I really enjoyed it because I played it different to how I normally play Dishonored. So normally I try and sneak through the whole lot with no deaths and take ages. I'm not on your fence with this, Brooker. I don't pay too much attention to the universe itself, so I don't do a lot of reading and stuff because there's quite a lot of that in there.
I read everything I can find in Dishonored, which is why I haven't gone
Yeah.
back to it since. Because
Yeah.
it's a 4-week job for me to get through.
There's
three
so
Dishonored
many
games.
documents. Yeah, I read a couple, and I just once I started getting one every 20 seconds, I just thought, you know what, fuck this. So
It's when you get halfway
I played
through
the
one and
game-
go, motherfucker, I've read this before.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so I played it slightly differently to normal. So what I did is I snuck through the first 3 missions, and I think there's 5 in total. And then I got to one where you were up against the overseers, which are basically the church cult. And I just thought, you know what, fuck these guys. And there was a mission, you get sort of contracts in this as well, and there's not really any noticeable chaos meter in it either. I didn't notice one anyway, but so I just thought one of these missions was kill every single overseer and sister. And I thought, you know what? I've never played a Dishonored game that I can remember and just gone through mass murdering people, and it was so much fun. Like, I don't think I'd ever used like the sticky grenades and the normal grenades or anything like that before, and they were just a fucking absolute riot. Like making a noise, so 4 or 5 of these guys walk over, and then you just toss a sticky grenade at them and just watch them all shit themselves. It's brilliant. Or the same thing with a spring razor, like you drop that on the floor. And it, you know, when you've leveled it up and it's got 2 fires twice, drop it on the floor, shout one guy over, he comes over, gets killed, and then all of his mates come over to see why he's dead, and then they all die. It was fucking right laugh. So I had a lot of fun, and it's so much easier to play. You can literally just fly through it.
Oh, yeah.
Because by the time they notice you, you've already killed them for the most part. So you don't really get spotted all that much.
So I done that with the first 2 Dishonored games. The first one, I mean, I played it to death, and I played through the first time completely stealthily. I didn't get seen once, didn't kill anybody, all that kind of shit, and I had a blast with it. But then my second playthrough, I'm leveling everything up. I'm going to be completely lethal with everyone, and it is so much fun. And it's the only problem I had with the first one was by the time you get to the end, everybody fucking hates you, and you're called all the arseholes in the world by everybody for killing people.
And there's rats and blot fires everywhere and stuff like that as well. Yeah, see, I'm not
the world
100% sure I didn't do it.
You play.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a thing in Death of the Outsider
it's
because
not.
it's so short. But it was definitely in 1 and 2. I don't remember playing lethally on 1, but I know that I did get all of the achievements on it, so I must have gone back through and did something.
We need a high chaos finish for the platinum.
Yeah,
so
like I said, so I must have done it, but I said my memories of the game was the sneaking and the silent and the trying to not get caught thing. I only played 2 once. I never played back through with Corvo, so that's definitely on my list of things to do again now after playing that.
Yeah. I ran
I'm
through
looking forward to it.
I ran through 2 quickly twice and never went back. I think it came out in the middle of a couple of other things that I really wanted to play. And even though it's like one of my favourite franchises, I was like, no, get it done and move on because I have a podcast to do and games to play and all this kind of shit. And I don't know, you don't have time for enormous fucking games that have trial and error sneak mechanics in them.
Well, you see, now that I know that killing people's so much fun, I'll go back to 2 and I'll just play through on the murder route instead because it's just a lot easier and a lot more fun, especially on easy. It's an absolute cakewalk.
Did you watch that No Clip documentary in the end? The Arcane one?
No, I didn't know.
So they only briefly touch on Dishonored, but it was really fun watching. So they like they said, the thing with Dishonored was what would happen was they'd have a playthrough and find a bug, or the game would do something a bit funny, but instead of fixing it, they would make it part of the game, which is how you ended up with all these fucking crazy powers. But the problem would be like they go, oh, what if we stop time and made it so you could shoot everybody, and it turned it into this enormous extra job, like adding things like the stop time mechanic, because they hamstrung themselves by going, if you touch something, momentarily it's not stopping time anymore. So bits of the environment would have to suddenly move. And that they followed that same philosophy in with Prey as well, and it was dead interesting. For me, they didn't spend long enough talking about Dishonored and Prey, which is what I really wanted to watch about, because I think they're all great games. But it was a really interesting documentary, the no clip one. They have said they're going to do like a Dishonored exclusive, or a documentary that focuses just on Dishonored, which I'm really interested in. But it was quite interesting, and as a Dishonored player and someone that knows the game quite well, it was really fun to watch.
Oh, I might pick on that at some point then. So, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed my playthrough. I think that's the be all and end all. So the new game, there is a new game plus on it, essentially. Or I can't remember what they call it now, but where you start the game again, and you can turn on that black and white mode, which looks outstanding.
It looks sick, doesn't it? It's amazing.
Yeah, it looks so good. But the game actually, you don't have the same powers in. You have 3 of the powers from Dishonored 2 instead. So that'd be an interesting one. I've not gone straight back through. I don't think I'm ready for a straight through play.
Yeah. They've done the same with Dishonored 2. You can play as Corvo with Emily's powers and vice versa.
Yeah,
which was quite cool.
Interesting. So you're essentially just playing Emily.
Basically, it doesn't really change much. It's basically a skin change.
Does it? You just see a hand's different. That's it. So after that, I've played one more game, a game called Moonlighter. I don't know if you've heard it. It's on Game Pass.
I really enjoyed that.
I've not heard of it.
Yeah, so it's a top-down action RPG, sort of a little bit, I guess, roguelite, I suppose they call them. It's a really odd one, actually.
You're a merchant.
A lot of these, yeah. So he's a merchant rather than just being like a warrior or an archer or a rogue or whatever. He's a merchant, and he goes into these dungeons, basically getting loads of stuff out of the dungeon. Then you have to do the selling as well. So you set the prices on the items that you're selling, and then people come into your shop and buy them. If I'm absolutely honest, the selling part of it was the most fucking tedious thing I've ever done.
Have you talked about this game before?
I don't think so.
There are a few games that have those mechanics, though. Like, there's one on PC called, I think it's Racketeer, and that is the same kind of mechanic where you're like... And then there's one, I think, that's just called, like, Item Shop. So, like, it's on 3DS, I think, but it's like Item
They went
Shop
all out
sales
on that one, didn't they?
But it's weird.
So, I mean, it's all right. The dungeons thing's good. Sorry, mate, you carry on.
Oh, no, sorry. I'd be the... It's funny because it's just different perspectives. I'd be the polar opposite. I love the selling side of it, and I hate the dungeons.
Like, I got it, I understood it, and once you found the perfect price for each item that didn't make people either overly happy or overly sad about it, you knew that you'd got the perfect price, then every time you sold that item again, it would automatically be added to the store at that price. So it was really handy that once you found the price, that you didn't, because you didn't want to rip your people off or make them sad, then it would always sell at that price, so you could just bang it on there and not think about it too much. But finding that price initially was a bit of a pain in the arse. I've got to be honest, I found a glitch, and it was a nice handy glitch.
So I found a glitch and exploited it over
and exploited it. No, I exploited it once, and that was all I needed.
Nice.
So what happened was, when you put things in the store, you can put up to sort of the box level of whatever that item is. So it's normally between 5 and 10, but you can put between 1 and 10 when you stick it in the store. So what I did, I noticed that there was one time when I went into the store after someone had picked something up so I could put something back down, where the item had been taken, but there was still a price. And I thought, that's weird. So I googled it. It turns out it's a glitch, and if you get that particular frame when that person's taking it out of the shop but the price hasn't changed, you just change the price
oh wow
to whatever the fuck you want, and basically you get it. So it took me probably a good half an hour to get that frame again. So I mean, it's not a common one, but when it happened again, I just put it up to 9 million. So nice. I had plenty of money, and I didn't have to bother doing all the shop stuff then, because which worked out well for me in the end, because what it enabled me to do was not have to grind dungeons over and over again to get items to sell and items to level up my stuff. All I had to do was do the dungeon to get stuff. So it was handy, but I still enjoyed it, irrespective of missing out on what I presume was a large part of the game.
What did you...
But it's like a top-down. It was a bizarre top-down, actually, because it's not really very often that you get ones that aren't omnidirectional anymore on these top-down sort of dungeon crawlers. It was only 90-degree directional, so it was, up, down, left, right. They were the only ways you could fire, which was unusual. But yeah, it was fun. It looks nice, plays nice, and it's on Game Pass, so it's free. Bonus.
I've got to say, I quite like you coming on to every episode instead of just the occasional one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you've only got 2 games to talk about instead of 43.
Yeah, you do smash through a lot of games in a short period of time.
Yeah. I suppose I do. I mean, I generally I try and get through sort of one a week. I'd like to. Generally this year's actually been quite slack when I look at my list in comparison to last year. But I've had a lot more going on outside of and a lot more work and stuff to do this year than I'd normally have. So we'll keep it on. I don't mind coming on anyway. It's good fun.
Keeps you sane.
Plus, I get to listen to I get to listen to myself on the Friday afterwards and laugh at my own jokes.
Yeah, you do.
Well, someone's got to, wouldn't they?
Well, I get to listen for Paddy's laugh as well this week, so that's an added bonus.
Yeah, that is pretty frequent.
Thing is, what I like to do as well is when I'm listening to it is if I've thought of anything that I could have said better at any point following the podcast, I pause it and say that to John instead, and just pretend that the response is that.
Does it help?
Like when you have fake arguments with yourself in the shower.
See, I don't. What I have is awful moments where I beat myself up for shit I should have said 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's the same thing, like beating yourself up in the shower about stuff.
No, not beating myself off in the shower.
Yeah.
My knees buckle. I can't deal with it. Anyways.
Moving on.
I'm starting to get very left.
Yeah, so, conscious. I mean... Yeah, that's the 2 games I've played. I've started a couple more, but that'll be for next time.
Cool.
So I will go next, and I've not finished or played significant amounts of any games, but I have played a small amount of a lot of games again. I'm going to start with the fact that I managed to pick up the Witcher trilogy on Steam for really fucking cheap. I think it cost me £10 total.
Bargain.
Nice.
Exactly. And I've done the first mission of The Witcher 1, and boy is it a massive fucking change of pace to The Witcher 3. So yeah, playing The Witcher 1 for the first ever time and finding out that it is almost like a point and click adventure game.
Yep.
In the control scheme. It's very weird going back to it that way. I think The Witcher 2 has controller support. I'm assuming it's going to be different again.
Oh yeah, 2's much more like 3.
So I'm going to move on from once I finish the story to 1 because I actually do want to finish it. What else have I played? I also picked up the City Skylines Humble Bundle, which, as I found out from Brooks, that they've added 2 extra DLCs to the $14.50 price tag version of the Humble Bundle, which I paid for. I was quite happy with because
so do you get those DLCs even though you've already bought it?
Yep. So they get added on as. So I literally clicked on it and it just said, "Oh, here's 2 extras." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Redeem Steam codes." But I've played City Skylines before on Xbox and it was quite fun to play, even if it was a bit light on the grounds, just because it's a console version. So firing up the PC version, there's a lot more. Especially with all the extra DLC, it's actually insane trying to do everything. Especially when you run out of money really fucking quickly because you just want to buy and have all of the best stuff really early. So I've since realised that I don't care enough about Steam achievements, that I've just been playing with like some of the mods on that disable the achievements, like having unlimited soil or having access to all of the stuff right at the start.
Isn't there like, surely, it's a PC game, surely there's cheats you can put in, like fucking StarCraft showing me the money.
I think that it's pretty much just mods that you get now which disable achievements rather than having a chat menu where you just type in codes. I don't know, I'll have to look it up, but I don't know. What else? I played a game on Game Pass because it was one of the rewards games for last month, which I think that you'd really enjoy, Lee and Brooks. It's called Rime, if you've not played it yet.
Yeah, I've got it downloaded actually. It's like a water painting looking.
Yeah, so it's like a cel-shaded water painting puzzle game.
Yeah, I've had it on my list for ages. It looks nice. I've just not played it yet.
It's like playing Tomb Raider or Uncharted or, well, even Darksiders, but with no combat. It's just going around doing the puzzles. So it's, I really enjoyed playing it for the, hour that it took for me to play it until I eventually moved on to playing something else. But the requirement was to do 600 steps in it, which was enough to do 3/4 of the first puzzle. And after doing 3/4 of the first puzzle, I was like, well, I might as well finish this puzzle. And then they give you access to your guide, which is like a really cute fox. And I was like, well, might as well see where this fucking goes. And then carried on for a bit longer, did a couple more puzzles. And then I got myself to a chamber where it wasn't obvious what I needed to do. But as a whole, it doesn't do a lot of hand-holding, at all. So you kind of are just wandering around. There's no HUD. There's no obvious decisions to make of what it is that you're doing. You just get occasional button prompts of, press this button when you're near a tree to pull a piece of fruit out of it, or press Y when you're near something, or B when you're hanging over an edge. That's literally all of the prompts you get, the entire way through that I've played so far. So, yeah, entertaining, difficult, but really cute and fun.
Difficult. I'm out.
Yeah, difficult. I'd say difficult in the loose terms. The puzzles are pretty obvious once you get started, but it's just finding what it is that you need to do in the first place.
Right.
But other puzzles,
I'll get around to it eventually. I'm sure.
It's definitely worth playing. Anything else? Not that I can think of. Apart from the obvious, played GTA, Football Manager, Call of Duty.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll gloss over that and move on to...
Which Call of Duty's free on PS Plus?
Warzone?
World War II.
World War II's free on PlayStation Plus. Yeah.
Is that any good?
It's okay.
It's alright.
Campaign's quite fun.
It's free. Yeah, well, I obviously wouldn't play more multiplayer, would I? Not really.
Campaign's got a decent cast as well.
Stick it on Recruit or Normal, you'll bang through the campaign in, 6 hours. It's a bit of fun.
Oh, I'll have a shoot through then, why not?
So that's me done in record time. Well, actually, no, I think last episode was record time.
That's because you've kind of taken my position as the guy that doesn't play anything to completion on this.
Yeah,
this
well, I can't say I've particularly enjoyed enough of the time I've put into all of the games that I've played, and for the most part, it's playing PC games because I'm not really able to play on my Xbox during the days. So I'm missing out on a fair amount of actual gaming time. So playing PC games when up until recently I was only playing Football Manager to start with, and since then I've picked up a couple of more PC games, and my library's improved a lot. And having the Witcher trilogy on PC is it's a good couple of days worth of gaming in that. So I say days of actual time.
Yeah.
Probably months.
Weeks of actual time, mate.
And But I really enjoyed playing The Witcher 3 on my Xbox, so I'm actually looking forward to getting through the total story. And just like knowing more about the lore of The Witcher it's really nice, especially after watching the TV show on Netflix twice now. Might need to watch it a third time after finishing playing through all of The Witcher again.
How the fuck have you found time to watch a TV show twice? I haven't got time to watch the TV shows I want to watch once.
Because I can watch them while playing Football Manager.
Fair enough.
Or City Skylines now, actually, apparently, because I can play that while watching TV shows.
Like we've literally like this week started Wu Assassins on Netflix, which has been on Netflix for a year, and we've been trying to find time to watch it. We're literally watching it one episode a night at the end of the night after I've played some fucking games for a bit, because I haven't got time to watch all of my TV and play games at the same time.
Just watch them when you're supposed to be working. Like the woman who was supposed to be doing track and tracing.
No. No. Because I managed to get bollocked for people not reading my emails properly. So if I get a phone call and they can hear Netflix in the background, I am definitely getting a bollocking.
Right, so how do you two want to do it, seeing as you're kind of here as a joint effort with your Man of Medanness? Brooks, do you want to move on to your games and then...
If Paddy wants to go first, and Paddy can cover whatever he wants, and if Paddy then ends with Man of Medan, that will segue into what I've got to play.
That's...
How's that sound?
As Paddy's first episode,
Yeah.
and you're asking him what he's been playing.
Yeah.
This is going to go
what
back
sort of
a good
timescale are you
couple
talking
years
on?
now, isn't it?
Well,
We're talking decades
Has he
now.
got a list of everything he's played?
I can guarantee, even if he does have a list of everything he's played, he's still going to be quicker than you were the first time you were on this fucking podcast.
I really don't have that much anyway. So this will be.
It's
fairly
fine, mate. You crack on.
Yeah, I have been playing some stuff for my channel, so it's mostly been like horror games. I got sent one called Dread X Collection, which is 10 kind of micro horror games on PC, and they're all trying to kind of be like a little bit like PT, but like
I may or may not have bought it.
well, it's only $6, so it's worth it for 10 games regardless. But yeah, I've been playing that, and I've liked, I think, I've played 5 so far, and 3 of them I really liked, and 2 of them I thought were absolute muck. And I hate saying that because I was a developer and I know how hard it is to make anything, but the 2 that I didn't like, I disliked that much that I don't mind calling them absolute muck. The thing that I pumped a lot of hours into this week is that I found out I've only recently gone back to PC gaming, and so I'm getting used to mods and everything again, and I found out that there was a first person mod for the Resident Evil 2 remake, so I am having an absolute blast playing through Resident Evil 2 in first person. I've been trying to get my VR hooked up, my PlayStation VR hooked up to my PC to play Resident Evil 2 in first person in VR, but I've been failing miserably. But yeah, I've been...
Please tell me you're going to record that.
Oh, definitely. I've actually been recording me playing Resident Evil 2 in first person. Anyway, it's been class. Mr. X is a lot... I've never really found Mr. X very scary, but he's a lot scarier in first person when he's just suddenly there. Especially when you put on the Thomas the Tank Engine mod, then he's terrifying.
They did a Shrek one as well now, haven't they? And a couple of other ones as well.
There's a Pennywise one, which I love it, but the Pennywise one looked genuinely terrifying. I don't think I could deal with that at all. I'm so glad I don't play games on PC because I would ruin myself playing Resi 2 with all those mods.
There's some good ones for Resi 3 as well. I haven't really delved into them as much, but yeah, there's a first person mode for Resi 3 as well, and you can turn Nemesis into some ridiculous stuff. And there's just all your usual. One of my favorites for Resident Evil 3 is there's a Dino Crisis mod that turns Jill into Regina from Dino Crisis, and all of the zombies are turned into crappy looking raptors, and Nemesis is turned into a crappy looking T-Rex. So that's been entertaining. Yeah, and outside of that, I mean, basically I played Man of Medan with Brooker for my show, where we played Medan in co-op, and it was a lot more fun than I expected it to be, considering how bad people told me it was going into it.
So, John doesn't play horror games. John doesn't do horror at all.
Nope.
But I managed to convince him to play Man and Medan with me.
And I've since bought it because...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We banged through it in like 2 nights.
Yeah.
And then he went and bought it and played through it 2 other times.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Man and Medan. I have no issues with that game. It's the fucking walk-in's a bit janky.
Walk-in's janky, definitely.
And we had more than a couple of issues walking into each other while we were trying to fucking play. I will say though, it does play better on PlayStation than it did on Xbox, in my experience.
I've been told by people who played it on PC that the PC version is the absolute worst. That it's a terrible port, and that's why a lot of people disliked it.
Oh, wow.
It's because the PC... And then apparently the Xbox version runs off a very similar architecture to the PC version, so maybe that's why. I don't know. But,
So the input lag on the Xbox is... You lose every single one of those keep calm moments. I lost straight away, because the input lag is just awful. But it does play much, much better on PS4.
I wonder if that's to do with the fact that Supermassive Games had made Until Dawn exclusively on PS4, so they kind of understood that how to work the engine into that better or something. Because it would make sense that with Man and Medan being very similar to Until Dawn, that it might be optimized better for that platform. I don't know.
It makes sense. It does make sense completely. Did you enjoyed it though? Yeah,
I actually did. As I say, nearly everybody that I'd spoke to was like, "Oh, it's trash. You're gonna hate it. It's garbage. All this." Like, you were like the only person that was like, "Dude, it's actually pretty good." And I was like, "Okay, I'll take a gamble on this for sure." I think I paid $11 for it in the sale, and but I can only go off of the multiplayer experience I've had with you, and I enjoyed the crap out of that. I haven't played it in single player, so I don't know if I would have felt the same if I played it in single player first. But at the same time, it was just, I don't know, it was just a bit of fun, like, and it was released at a budget price. I don't know. I think people were expecting a bit too much of it at launch. They were expecting it to be literally Until Dawn 2, rather than this little anthology idea that Supermassive are doing. And I said it on I did an interview with the writers of it, and I was saying that like the multiplayer stuff is insane. Like I don't think anything else has tried anything even close to the multiplayer stuff in Men and Medan.
No.
Super ambitious.
Oh yeah, it really is. I think it's done really, really clever. It's done and I think I said this to you, I think when we were recording, I get the feeling that it's actually meant to be played with a mate, but you're not necessarily supposed to talk about what's going on your screen.
Oh, definitely.
There's definitely that feeling that you should be wondering what the fuck I got up to, and I should be wondering why the fuck I've just come out of the water and there's money everywhere. Well,
in the first 10 minutes of our play through, which is up on my channel, I shoot you. And like I asked you, I'm like, Brooke, are you in the locker? Brooke, and you stayed quiet, which I'm so glad you did, because it made it more entertaining. So I was like, no, I saw a creepy kid go into that locker, I'm going to riddle it. And yeah, I think that's super clever.
Oh, it's brilliant, because you would have seen it when you put the videos together. So you open the locker and you see me, but when you open the locker, I see this weird fucking dude with no skin on his face and a scary old hat, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's done Skull. Really, really well. It was Red Skull. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to Little Hope. Little Hope looks terrifying, like legitimately terrifying. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to handle it, if I'm honest.
I'm too scared to watch the fucking trailer again.
I'm very much into those like pilgrim, settlement kind of horror stories. Even though I thought The Village was the worst film ever made, but that's a different discussion. But I do like stuff like The Witch and things like that. I think are amazing. So I'm excited for all that side of it. But like I said, guys, if you are a bit scared when you're playing Little Hope, just give me a shout. I will talk to you if you need to go pee or anything.
Or you piss.
Yeah, exactly. That's just...
Absolutely. Mate, I ain't even going to watch the fucking trailer for that shit. There was the only thing, every time someone says Little Hope, though, it reminds me, like, my old man lives in a village called Littlethorpe. And people always vandalise the sign with Tipex so that it says Little Hope. And it fucking every time I go there, it's the dumbest been done. Never mind.
Oh my
With
God.
Tipex, that takes some dedication.
Well, I don't
Someone's
know.
got
They're
that
using
commitment.
white paint, obviously, because if they just went over it in black, it wouldn't work the same, would it?
No.
But obviously, yeah. So someone's vandalised the sign of it, so it just says Little Hope, and it always tickles me.
That is
Brilliant.
totally where Supermassive Games got the name from. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like your man Pete Samuels just driving through there like, Little Hope, perfectly. Yeah. But that's a good Silent Hill rip-off name. Excellent.
Yeah, game wise, yeah, no, no, sorry, no, absolutely not.
Watch the trailer at least. You'll never watch it a second time.
Nope. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I might pick on it at some point.
Well, I've picked it up. I've pre-ordered it twice.
Twice?
Once on each console.
Wow.
Well, because I want to play with you
Commitment.
and I want to play with Paddy. So and neither of you have the same fucking console.
That's Paddy's fault.
Yes, it's definitely Paddy's fault that you don't have a PlayStation.
It's fundamentally
Exactly.
my fault.
But the thing is,
I'm guessing John's probably sold more PlayStations than Paddy's owned Xboxes.
yeah,
though.
probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I don't know about that. I've owned a lot of Xboxes.
But to be fair, you know, like you said earlier, it's a budget title. So actually, pre-ordering it twice is still quite a significant chunk less than for what I'm spending on The Last of Us in a couple of weeks.
Or Resident Evil 3 remake, which is shorter than 2 playthroughs.
Which cost me
Little.
50 fucking pounds.
I have no regrets, but I fully understand why people would be super pissed about that. That overpriced DLC.
Brilliant. Was that everything then?
I guess so.
Oh, I suppose I have to talk then, don't I? What
Yeah.
have I been playing? What have I been playing? So I played Man of Medan with Paddy.
Fuck off.
Really? Yeah,
You sure?
I am sure.
I don't remember this happening,
so
guys.
I played.
I don't remember this happening.
Well, what happened was I was playing the game, and I was talking to you while you were taking a piss.
There we go. Okay, I remember. You got me. I'm back.
So the only other games I played Bastion on the Switch.
Oh god, it's so
I
fucking
love
good.
that
So
game so much.
I've played this after essentially being moaned at for 2 years for not playing it.
I'm sorry. It is so good.
It is incredible.
It is really good. It is an incredible little game. So it's a little kind of action light RPG thing, almost top down.
Isometric kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Soundtrack is amazing as well.
Oh, the soundtrack is brilliant, and the Sam Elliott style narration as the thing
Oh,
goes
it's
on.
so good.
I got to a point like I was playing like on my sofa while the TV was on. I was like, but I don't want to read the subtitles. I want to listen to him talking because it's like playing a little fantasy western. I really like this.
Yeah, Darren Korb is fucking so talented. I'm disappointed that I've not been able to play Hades yet because his work on that's supposed to be amazing as well.
I have not heard of Hades.
Yeah, same here.
That's their fourth game. It's PC only.
Because
So Bastion, Transistor.
yeah, I played
What were the other two?
Transistor.
Pyre.
Oh yeah,
It was
Pyre.
PS4 only, like a football sports game. That was. It was quite good though. Really good story.
Okay.
And then Hades is their newest one, which is, from what I can tell, I think it's like Dota, maybe
okay.
something like that.
Okay.
It's supposed to be fucking excellent. I don't know if it's fully released or they're still
Early
in
access.
early access stuff, but yeah, it's supposed to be amazing.
I personally absolutely loved Transistor as well. Like I thought that was one of my games of the year. The year I played
mate.
it, like
So fucking good. It's like one of my favourite games of all time. I've got a massive
so
poster
good.
on my wall that I ordered from America and had it framed and also, yeah, it's fucking so good, that game.
So I bought Bastion and Transistor in the eShop sale the week I
Nice.
bought my Switch. So I think they cost me like
Cool.
£3 each or something.
Oh wow,
So-
that's a deal.
You couldn't spend a better £3, mate.
Well, no,
No.
and this was it. Like, I mean, Bastion, I think I played it for 8 hours trying
Yeah.
to finish it because some of the fucking levels in that are brutal. I got my ass
Pretty
handed
tough.
to me on a couple of occasions.
Especially some of the later ones,
Yeah.
really tough.
Definitely, and it's the same in Transistor. The difficulty ramp is quite delicious.
Yeah, so
See, I didn't mind Transistor so much because if you set up, because you had the ability to set up differently.
Yeah, true. You could kind of
If you set it up right, you could walk it for the most part. Whereas Bastion didn't give you the option to change your setup all that much.
you
No,
just
so
had to be good.
my biggest issue I had with Bastion, and it is literally my only complaint, I think, is that like mid-level you would get a new weapon. Woohoo! I don't want that weapon. I'm busy. I'm doing all right with the weapons I've got, and now you've just fucked up my loadout, and I've got to learn how to use a slow ranged weapon instead of the very cool close range melee weapon that I had.
Yep.
Yeah,
But that's my only complaint. I managed. I did all right. I finished it. You know, It couldn't have been that big a deal to me because I've switched off worse games for much less. I really liked it. I'm glad I finally played it. I'm glad actually I played it on my Switch and not on my phone because I own it on iOS when it went free. I picked it up and I've had it installed on my iPad for fucking ages. And I was going to play it on my way back from Glasgow Fright Fest, but thankfully I ignored it and played XCOM instead.
Did you play it portable?
Yes, I
It
did.
looks beautiful on that screen.
So
I don't know what it is. The colours just seem more vibrant on that Switch screen.
I've
Maybe I just got my TV set up wrong, but
this conversation has actually enticed me to buy and replay Bastion on the Switch because it does feel like it'd be the perfect Nintendo Switch game.
oh, it's brilliant. Transistor's great
Oh.
on Switch as well. I've played that too.
So, the thing was because the few days that I work at home, I'm kind of in the kitchen, surrounded by laptops and things, and I was doing something on my Mac, and I had work stuff running on my laptop. I was like, well, I'm just kind of sat here doing nothing, so I grabbed the Switch and just sat in my corner of my kitchen, playing
Nice.
in portable
Yeah.
mode. It was great, but it's also a perfect because the levels are quite short, so it's a perfect game to pick up and play. It's a perfect on
Definitely.
the train game. You know, it's a when a mission's only going to take you 15 minutes tops to get through, you know, assuming you don't get your ass handed to you over and over and over again, it's a perfect game for a portable machine like that. So yeah, absolutely perfect game for the Switch. I really liked
I think
it.
I'm glad. I'm really glad. I think I've bought it full price on every console it's available on at the minute.
I think I have it on PC, PS4.
I don't think I like it that much.
Well, it's just to show my support. I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing that disappoints me about Supergiant Games, because they have loads of cool merch as well, but it's all shipped from America, which just, I mean, obviously with posters and stuff, you can imagine what sort of state they end up in.
Oh, mate,
Yeah.
Returns is a fucking nightmare.
I bought
I bought Bastion on the PS Vita
oh,
and
wow.
the PS4 hard copy,
Jesus.
which came through limited run games, and both copies from my limited run games were smashed to bits when they got here.
Jesus.
And obviously, I can't do anything about it. I can't send them back because it cost me the same amount as it cost me to buy it.
Just,
Yeah.
you just get replacement cases. Probably cheaper to just buy a replacement case.
yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
It. That's what I did in the end. I got a replacement case, but I wanted to leave them sealed because I weren't gonna ever play them.
Yeah.
Because obviously
Have
I
them
already
digital.
own them.
I recently just did that with a game myself with Daymare 1998. I got it on PC, I got it on PS4, and then I bought the special edition, the black edition, and I have it sealed sitting up behind me. And I'll never play it because I have it digitally everywhere, but it's just I wanted to show support for the devs and stuff as well. So I think it's cool and
Yeah, it's nice.
yeah.
It's nice to do that.
I tend to do that a lot with films.
Yeah, I think
do
we're
a lot
all
with
in that boat somewhere or other, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I do it a lot with indie films. I do it a little bit with games, but I tend to find the problem is the games that I tend to love, tend to be big AAA titles that don't need me to support them by buying 4 copies of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, Bethesda do not need my support. Not one
No, I
little
think
bit.
they're all
After
right.
Fallout 76, they might. Just putting it out
Well,
there.
yeah, this is true. But
People are still fucking playing it.
I know, right?
They're still playing it,
Mate,
and they're
people
still
are
getting
still
the Fallout
playing-
99 shit too.
people are still
They've-
paying £100 a fucking year
Yeah.
to play it privately. The dickheads.
The balls.
But I had the same issue.
The balls of Bethesda to be like, hey, I know this is shoddy and incomplete, but pay us £100 and you can keep
But pay
playing
a
it.
subscription.
And we'll make it worse before we can make it better.
But I had the same issue. So,
Serious
like,
cojones.
I mean, you look at some of the franchises that I've really loved the last couple of years. So Dishonored is up there, and Prey is up there, and Doom, Deus Ex. All these games come from massive companies. Killzone, somewhere around here, I think it's behind me. I've got a Killzone poster created by Studio Japan. So it was the Knack character dressed up as a Hellghast. And it's
Awesome.
fucking it's amazing. It's mint and it ain't going fucking anywhere. But that's the best bit of merch I own. I bought not a Mimic mug from Bethesda for Prey. Then we turned up at the fucking house, smashed to bits.
Nice.
Oh, no.
It cost me £12, man. I'm like, what's the fucking point? There's literally, if I'm going to complain day in, day out, and they're just going to keep sending the shit to me, it's just going to keep getting smashed. So fuck it, £12 out the window. Bollocks.
I actually, it breaks my heart, right? Because I love Dishonored a lot. I never played Dishonored 2 or Mark of the Outsider, Death of the Outsider, and I haven't played Prey. I actually didn't realize till we were on this conversation that Arcane did the remake of Prey or the reboot of Prey. So that's a bunch of stuff added to my list.
So Prey
Prey's excellent.
Prey is excellent, and Prey has this beautiful thing that I think that every game needs to have. It's got story difficulty, which is all I want, because I don't want to get
Yeah.
into shitty first-person
And it's
combat.
still worth playing on that because it still feels like you're in danger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It doesn't feel like you're just walking over everything. You're still in danger. It's just it does. You still get that sense of atmosphere and everything that goes along with playing on a harder difficulty.
Oh yeah, but when you get towards the end and you're being, because there are times when you're swarmed near the end, even on story difficulty, it can feel like you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
You generally don't, but Prey is. I would recommend Prey to everybody. I think it's genuinely like really good.
It's also
I'll tell you the
Yeah, I
other.
thought it was really
it's
good.
also super cheap on goodoldgames.com. That's where I'm buying loads of stuff on PC at the moment because I've been picking up stuff for, like, I picked up Observer for $6.99, and a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, that's the
The guys who made
fuck.
Layers of Fear, Blue
yeah
Team.
the Team Blooper one.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah,
I've had that installed on my Xbox for months. I haven't got around to playing it. It's the one with Rutger Hauer, isn't it?
it is, yeah. And I picked up that. I picked up the Blair Witch game for like £6 as well. Like, there's some amazing deals on GOG.com at the moment that I'm just like, I usually get Steam sales, but I found that the Steam sale hasn't been as good as previous summers. So I've been I've moved over to Good Old Games to pick stuff up.
The Steam sale has done that thing that Amazon do by playing off of years of people being excited for Black Friday and then actually not giving you that good a deal.
Yeah.
Steam sales are doing something very similar.
Also, they're trying to do this whole, we've analysed your library and we think we know what you'd like. And I'm like, go away, just show me a sale. Like, I don't need it personalised. Just let me look, because then I'll miss stuff that I normally might, you know what I mean? Like, the great thing about a sale is that you look at stuff and go, ooh, what's this? I have no interest normally in stuff like that, but I'll check it out because it's cheap. But, like, when they try to personalise it to you, I don't know, it just... Yeah, it kind of, that's why I just jumped ship to Good Old Games, because, as I say, when I saw they had all the Team Bloober stuff down for like $6, and after Layers of Fear I was just like, I want to binge all their games. Yeah,
See, Layers of Fear got installed onto my Xbox after watching your Let's Play.
that is one John should definitely not play ever. It scared the shite out of me.
What John should do is watch your videos for it, because they are fucking brilliant. I've now watched them twice. We finished them today. Me and Nikita, we finished episode 5, 6, whichever the last one was, today.
I'm more scared than your daughter. I admit
yes,
that.
you are. But Nikita's grown up in this house, mate. That's the thing you haven't done.
She's seen true horror. True horror.
Yeah. She's seen things, man.
And then she's watched horror films too.
Dude, we're busy people. We've only got one bathroom, man. She's seen shit.
Well, that wasn't what I was thinking, but I suppose that works just as well.
Moving on swiftly.
Yeah, let's not dally around that subject for
let's
too long.
move away. Spin dash out of there.
Yeah. So the only other game I played the last couple of weeks, and I bought this on Switch because I thought it was going to be perfect for Switch for a couple of reasons. But the first one was it looked really fun again when Paddy done a Let's Play for it. It looked like a laugh, and it looked kind of scary. And then again, Nikita sat and watched it with me, and she laughed her ass off at watching Paddy play it. And I thought, I'm going to have to buy this because it's going to be fun. It cost me like 22 quid or something on Switch. I bought Monstrum, which is a procedurally generated horror first-person roguelike thing.
Permadeath.
Okay.
Permadeath. So it's set on a ship. You wake up in...
So it's not a whale then?
No.
Wasn't the whale in Pinocchio called Monstrum? Or is that Monstro?
Monstro.
It might be Monstro.
I do not know. So you wake up on a ship in a random room, and you have to find your way off the ship. You're the only person there. You have to figure out your way around. Like I say, it's procedurally generated, and there is one of 3 monsters on the ship with you that is eventually going to find you and chase you around.
Okay.
It is super atmospheric. It is.
Nope, from me then.
It is really fucking scary when it starts. So the thing is, right? So I watched Paddy's video for it, and I think the game originally came out on other platforms in like 2015.
PC, yeah, it came out on PC first.
Yeah,
and then it just came to console.
So in the nicest and most respectful way possible, it looks like an indie game from 2015.
Which is exactly what it is, yeah.
It is. You know, and I'm not saying it in a bad way, but what I'm saying is try playing that game. I looked at the videos for it, and even watching the videos on my TV, I looked at the videos for it and went, I am not going to be able to play that on my TV.
Yeah.
The textures are 5 years old, 6 years old. It's not going to feel well. It's not going to feel good. It's not going to look good. But what it will do is look good on the little Switch screen. And it does look really good on the little Switch screen. It does look great. It fits on the Switch screen. You can still tell it's an indie game for 2015. You know, the Switch isn't magic, but it doesn't feel like you're playing a grainy game that you may have downloaded by accident.
I find the Switch games, the screen especially, is very helpful for quite a lot of. And I play majority of indie games on the Switch.
Yeah.
And I find it's really good for them. Apart from sometimes there's a bit of controller issues, and there's no program. Although I've got that hoary Switch pad, which has got assignable buttons, so it doesn't make any difference to me anymore. Thank fuck, and it's a brilliant bit of kit. But yeah, I find the indies on the Switch work a lot better.
I find
a lot better.
I find that little screen. It hides people's sins, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're playing the same game on a 65-inch TV, you can see all the problems.
This is the problem with Monstrum. And again, it's a not really a problem, but it is one of only a couple of problems I have with Monstrum. But it is on my 65-inch TV. It's too old, and it will look naff. And I don't say that to be disrespectful. I just say that I wouldn't be able to play it like that. So buying it on the Switch and putting it on the Switch is perfect. And the thing was, right, so the day it came out, so it came out 2 Fridays ago, I think. I
Saints
booked
Row
the day off of
came
work. Yeah, it came out the same day as Saints Row 3. Which, well, this is the thing. So I booked the day off of work, but of course everybody else was in lockdown. So my day off of work basically ended with me sitting in the kitchen playing games on the Switch and doing shit on my iPad because Myra and Nikita was still in the living room doing, Joe Wicks and sciencey stuff and school stuff. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, I won't have my TV then. That's fine. So Saints Row sat there desperately waiting for me while I sat in the kitchen playing Monstrum on the Switch and finishing Bastion.
It's just one.
But I really.
One quick
Sorry,
thing.
go on, mate.
Oh no, just on the whole indies looking better on Switch. I agree. 90, as you said, it's the majority of the time. But I'll give one quick example of one where it doesn't. I'm playing a game called Remothered. I have it on PC and I have it on Switch, and it looks great on PC. But then I was like, I'll get the Switch version so that I can play it when I'm not out in the shed working on stuff as well. And on Switch, it looks okay, but the textures look nearly as bad as Monstrum. But this doesn't have the grace of being a super old game and stuff. But then on top of that, the frame rate on the Switch version is so bad that I've actually found it unplayable. Like I've actually been like,
yeah. I mean, I found 8-bit games on the Switch to have bad frame rates, which I found odd.
Yeah.
And I generally just put it down to the game itself because it doesn't happen on
True.
all of them. I just find it's odd, or they're either that or a really shit port.
That's what I was thinking with this, because as I say, looking at it on PC and looking at that thing, I'm like, yeah, it's got to just be a badly done port or something. Where it was just like they just said they ported the Switch just to get some extra cash, but didn't really put a lot of effort into the actual port. That would be my straight up theory.
Yeah.
But
A lot of people said that about the Saints Row remasters on Switch, didn't they? They said they were absolutely god awful.
And the Resident Evil 4 one is terrible. I can attest to that. Which is hilarious because it's a 16-year-old game. You would think that. Yeah, but unfortunately,
Which is
whoever
great
did
because
the port.
the Revelations games the Revelations 1 and 2 actually play all right on the Switch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So it's definitely a port-based thing on the individual game. Because yeah, like Revelations 2 is like a 2016, 2017 game, and that looks great.
Yeah.
And then Resident Evil 4 is from 2004 and the frame rate is super bad, so that's obviously it's down to a shoddy port, like.
See things like that. So I was looking on Game the other day, and obviously because they've got there's a Resident Evil 4 HD re-release on Xbox One, and I looked at it, I was like, 13 quid. I went, that's going to be fucking ghastly, isn't it? That's no. I'll wait for the one that's almost certainly going to appear like next year.
I think it'll be after.
Yeah.
It'll be after Resident Evil 8, so they reckon probably 2022. If Resident Evil 8 comes out this year or early next year.
Fuck, that means I need to replay Resident Evil 7. I'm scared at the very idea of that. That game is so scary.
I have had so many people ask me to play that on the channel. They're like, play Resident Evil 7, play Resident Evil 7. I'm like, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to go back to it.
You're not allowed to play Resident Evil 7 on your channel until you're playing it on VR.
Oh, I hate it so. Well, I love it, but
having
scary.
played it in VR myself, I know just how fucking scary it is.
I've never been that scared in my life, and I don't say that jokingly. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, all I did was enter the fucking house. Like, I didn't do. There was no monsters. There was no. But I was like legit broke out in a cold sweat. I was like, nah, fuck this. Took the headset off and sold my VR. Yeah. Like, basically,
it's cursed. Take it. Brilliant.
Coincidentally, that's how far into Resident Evil 7 I actually got without VR.
I think that's how far I got in the trailer.
Yeah.
Before I give up.
Yeah, I was in the house for all of about maybe 7 minutes and thought, you know what, I don't want to be in here anymore, and decided to turn it off.
Totally understandable. As I say, I found that game hard to get through not in VR, and I would consider myself a fairly hardened hardened horror person, and I found it just incredibly scary, even not in VR. And then, so yeah, I couldn't get past entering the house in VR. That was my limit.
It was one of those games that was
I
just
can't even imagine how bad it would be.
it was just a massive surprise, wasn't it? Everyone was expecting it to be a bit wank, especially after Resident
Oh
Evil
yeah,
6. And then there was you know, the what, first person, what? And no, none of the main characters. What the fuck is going on here? And everyone was just expecting it to be absolute dog shit, and it was so good and so fucking scary.
it's the scariest in the series. That and the remake of 1, the two of them are the two scariest in the series. But yeah, I was legitimately the first person to go on and on about how ridiculous it was that they changed it to first person, and they're just copying games like Amnesia and Soma and stuff. And then I was the first to just be like, oh my fucking god, they returned Resident Evil to its roots. It's actually a horror game again. It's not a Michael Bay film, like Resident Evil 6.
Yeah. But that was the other one, wasn't it? Because it went first person. You kind of, that first 20 minutes when you're walking around outside, it feels like, Edith Finch. It doesn't. It feels like it's just got a bit of atmosphere, but actually all is all right because it's outside and nothing's happening. And then
it goes all Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Rob Zombie's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Scared the crap out of me. And we had one of my film reviewing buddies, Matt, on the episode when it came out, and he was the same. He said it was really fucking scary, and again, one of his favourite Resident Evil games. And he's like you, he's a proper, he's a hardcore Resi fan.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not that big a fan. I just bought a plushie liquor, but other than that,
Wait, there's a liquor I've got. Hold on, I'm not googling it. I promise.
Be careful. Put on safe.
Yeah, it's probably not a great idea googling that.
Enable safe search.
Yeah, private browsing, mate, for that one.
Lick my no. Hold on.
That's it's filling in. It's autocorrecting to what you already searched.
What I searched for before. No, get the hentai off. Well, but yeah, I think that's all my games for now.
Brilliant.
I'm in a bit of a Resi kick at the moment. I'm really I'm replaying those and doing Saints Row, but I'm going to talk about those next time, hopefully when I finish them.
So if you remember last call, the last podcast we were on,
yes,
and I said that I'd played Shantae, the half genie hero.
Yes.
Well, that was fucking weird that I played it then when the prequel to that's actually just been released on Xbox Gold this month.
Nice.
So that was fucking weird.
What's the
games for Gold any good this month?
I'm just reading it.
I played Half Genie Hero.
There's loads, mate. There's loads.
Okay.
The Pirates Case, I think the one is on Gold at the minute. There was one that started on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah,
and there's been loads. I think there's been 5 or 6 since then, and they've just released another one.
They're the games that kind of set up Way Forward.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Coffee Talk?
That's a good question. I've seen it advertised a lot, but I have no idea what it is. So
it's on Games with Gold this month. So you got does that say Shanty and the Pirate's Curse?
Yeah, so that was 2015-ish. That was the first Xbox game, I think, 360 possibly. And then, 2016 would be Xbox One, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I would imagine. And then Half Genie Hero came out in sort of 2016, 2017, and I think they've just released Shantae and the Seven Sirens, although it's not reviewed very well. Stating quite a lot of the times that some of the prequels to that actually had better mechanics in.
Fair enough.
Which is shit for a sequel, if you're going to say that.
And then we got Coffee Talk, the original Destroy All Humans from the OG Xbox.
I think I've already downloaded that.
Is that on Game Pass?
Don't OG games look?
It is on Game Pass.
No,
yeah.
it's gold. It's gold.
Oh, gold. Yeah, sorry.
Games are gold.
So
don't think
do
I'll bother. It's got a
OG games
remake
look
coming out.
better? Oh, maybe, yeah. But do OG games look better? I've not played an OG game since they've started doing them.
Wouldn't know. I haven't played one.
I
And
think.
Cinemora?
Oh, that's like a horizontal shooter. Yeah, I remember when that came out, Cinemora. It's just bastard hard though, like all those side-scrolling shooters.
It's not a pseudo game, is it?
It is. Well, yeah.
It is. It's a pseudo one.
They brought out that and Black Knight's Sword the same time. I remember it was like 2012. There were these two little indie experiments they tried, and Cinemora was definitely the better of the two, but it is bastard hard. And yeah, just on
I think all of those R-type games are always fucking
exactly,
solid.
yeah. But on the original Xbox thing, I played Stubbs the Zombie on my Xbox One. From like I had the original disc, and it definitely made it look like, as in the frame rate was way smoother, and I think it smoothed out the textures and stuff. So I do think it does do a little bit of upscaling to OG Xbox games.
It's interesting. There's a few on there that I wouldn't mind picking up. I know that a couple of the ones I have got aren't playable, which is a shame because they've not been made, and I think they've stopped doing the backwards compat stuff now, haven't they?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Even for OG as well. So
I think they stopped that in said.
it went a while. It was a while ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah,
but I don't know whether they'd stopped OG stuff. I know they'd stopped doing the Xbox 360.
I think they said they were stopping until the Series X came out. I think that was their stance.
Hopefully, because that's always
Because they didn't want to add to the list.
That's always been the thing that Xbox has done better than PlayStation is the backwards compat stuff. So hopefully, when the Series X comes out, you'll just be able to play everything from Xbox, the original Xbox, all the way up.
Yeah. See, the thing,
That'd be real nice.
PlayStation Now is almost there. Almost there. If they'd let me download PS3 games, it would be worth subscribing to.
Same.
But I don't want to stream PS3 games. I want to download them and play them without having to worry about my shitty internet.
Same. And they cite that it's to do with the hardware of the system, but I don't believe it for a second. I do not believe it. I refuse to believe it.
I don't believe it, considering most, like the Xbox basically spins up a VM
exactly,
to run your games on. I see no reason why the PlayStation can't do the same and spin up a VM with PS3 architecture on it.
I mean, especially when you've got, like, the PC is now capable of emulating PS3. Like, our PS3 is playing, like, 60% of PS3 games comfortably. So I'm like, they have to be able to run a VM inside the PlayStation that'll play it. But hopefully with the PS5, we'll get, like, some solutions for backwards compatibility. Because I wouldn't mind, as you say, subscribing to PlayStation Now if it had all those and you could download them and play them on your system. I'd be chuffed.
Yeah, I'd be up for that. I don't subscribe to PlayStation Plus anymore because I don't use it online. Literally, to play Man and Medan with you, I bought a £4 code for the month off of CD Keys. That was it. That's all I need, because I don't need PlayStation Plus now until probably Little Hope comes out. The games are great, but I'm not missing them that much. So
yeah, I never play online on my PlayStation. I only buy PS Plus now if I can get it for less than £40 for the whole year.
Yeah,
and then I'll do it.
See, for me, even that for me is a waste.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I ain't gonna miss £4, and they get quite a few games for free that I do go back and play some of them. So I only have to play one game on PlayStation Plus in a year, and it's earned its money essentially.
I found that. Back when I was a reviewer in like 2015, 2016, it was great because Sony would always send me a full year's PlayStation Plus. It was like the best thing ever. And for the last 2 or 3 years of having to buy it myself, I'm so begrudging of it. I'm just like, I do it, but I hate. And like you said, I'll only do it if I can get it cheaper than it's normally supposed to be. I'll wait on the extra couple of months without it if I have to until it goes on sale or something. And then I don't have an Xbox anymore, so I don't pay for gold. But then I do use my PC a lot, so I still have Game Pass for that, to play Xbox games on the PC.
I did the Xbox, the Game Pass on PC thing bugs me a little bit because I want clarity between, not clarity, wrong word. I want parity between the two platforms. I want to be able to play Xbox games that are also on Xbox Game Pass on PC. I want to be able to play people that, because like my brother is he's a PC player and has Game Pass, and we've tried to get into a couple of games together because you cross-platform, yeah, perfect. No, doesn't work. Doesn't work with PC. Like, fuck you.
We had that issue the last day. We were like, let's play Dead Rising 3, and it was like, oh no, wait, it's not crossplay.
Yep, I was gutted.
Yeah, same.
Absolutely gutted. And next week, we're planning on our co-op game, our co-op challenge for the year, like once a month, play a co-op session or two together, like the three of us. So because it's my turn to choose next month or this month, I want to play World War Z. So I thought, it's a 4-player game. Drag my brother in because it's free. He's got it on Epic Store because it went free on Epic Store about a month ago. And we'll play together. No, it's got crossplay, but only crossplay matchmaking. No crossplay parties. He can try and get into my game, but it's going to be a throw the dice. What's the fucking point in that? Exactly. I just want to invite him into my party. I can invite him into my party because he's using the Xbox overlay. I can invite him into my party and he can see that I'm playing World War Z. Why the fuck can't he join my party in World War Z?
Yup.
As it is, it's just going to be the three of us playing World War Z next week because he can't fucking get on, but it's a pain in the ass.
And that's how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if ever there was a place to wrap it up.
I think that goes nicely. So,
unless we can persuade Phil to ditch his wife, and then we can have a fourth, because Phil says that it's his wife's birthday next week.
Yeah, but the whole lockdown thing means that can't celebrate it.
And this is what I said to him. So I said, so supposedly like he's getting visitors around, and they're going to spend some time in the garden and whatever. I was like, yeah, but if you stay in the house, she can have one extra visitor. So we'll have to just wait and see how it goes.
His wife's going to mail his dick to you.
She knows that I would fucking love that. So there's no way she'd let me. Every time I speak to her now, she mocks me because Phil hasn't seen me every Friday. Yeah.
But I have to look at the wife and go, sweetheart, it's co-op time. Can I play with my friends, please? Can I go out?
Yep, that's right.
Go out. Good one.
Well, your wife you need to ask for that one.
You said that. So last weekend or weekend before, I can't remember. Justin from the Last Save Loaded podcast, he went to see his friend in Ipswich, and he lives down south. So kind of he stopped in Milton Keynes on the way home, and we were going to have like a social distance chat, like at the front or out in the garden and that. But obviously last Saturday, considering the weather had been lovely for a week, it pissed down the rain, so he was in my house, which doesn't bother me in the slightest. Apparently he messaged me the other day. He went, yeah, so many people have told me that what I did was illegal. I was like, for fuck's sake, man. Came to my house for a cup of tea.
Yeah, technically
it was. Well, you came to my house for a cup of tea.
And I mean,
it was just meth. It's even more illegal now, providing you didn't have sex. I mean, even sex with people from other households is illegal now. So, can we cross you down off that list, or?
Well, I wouldn't want to say in public.
My brother-in-law.
I just said to me, if anybody asks, yeah.
Sorry,
mate, sorry.
No, my brother-in-law was like, he was walking through like a park like right near where he lives, and there was like a couple like mauling the face off each other, and he shouted over, "I sure as hell hope you two are brother and sister."
Classic.
Brilliant.
Well, if Pornhub's anything to go by now, that's all the rage brother and sister stuff at the minute, supposedly.
Stepmoms, mums.
Yeah, stepmoms, that's a weird one.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Caught in the washing machine.
Imagine the beating you'd get off your dad after that. They never
I don't
show
have a
that bit
stepmom.
on those 5-minute cuts though. Maybe if you watch the full movie on premium, then you get the bit where the dad comes back at the end home
He
from
beats
work
the
and
shit
starts
out of
bricking
you.
you with a spanner.
Oh no, I like my porn to be a bit real life. I ain't got a stepmom. I've got a stepdad, but it's not quite the same video.
I think you can get them on Pornhub too, though. He's probably just searching the wrong categories, mate.
I am, clearly. John, please get us out of here.
Anyway, we're going to wrap this up nicely, but first we need to ask Paddy if he's got any plugs. Not that kind of plug.
Yeah, I mean...
Also on Pornhub.
Also on Pornhub. This is where I drop my Pornhub link address, right? No.
Yeah.
And your OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, that's, yeah, as Brooker was saying, I've started kind of doing a YouTube channel. It's called Let's Survive Paddy Plays. I put out videos pretty much every day. I've only missed one day since I started doing it a month and a bit ago. And it's kind of a lot of horror gaming, but then at the same time there's some really cool stuff like interviews. The interviews are really, really good. We had Steve Palmer, who played Bill Williamson in Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 on last week. And then this week we had Graham Resnick and Larry Fessenden, who wrote Until Dawn, Man of Medan, The Inpatient, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, like all the Supermassive games basically. And you can just head over to YouTube. It's just youtube.com/Let's Survive Paddy Plays. And then if you want to check out my movie stuff, just go to www.celticbadgermedia.com. And you'll find all the stuff about all the short films we've done and feature films and all that kind of good stuff.
I can't remember. I talk about films a lot on this podcast. I can't remember if I've mentioned your film. I'm sure I did.
Well, it's such a fun subject matter. I'm sure you would as well. It's something
it is.
You just always want to bring up around people.
Oh yeah. Who doesn't love a good abortion-based horror movie?
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, I think you have mentioned it before.
Yeah, he was like, that pile of shite. I keep telling the guy I liked it, but what a terrible movie.
Don't say that.
It's that's The Perished, and it's available in North America, but we haven't got a distributor in the UK or Ireland yet, which is a pain because loads of people keep asking me how they can check it out, and I'm like, just sign up for an American Google Play or iTunes account for now. Big fun family film about abortion. Enjoy.
Yep.
It is.
Sounds great.
It is really good. To be fair, it's an amazing little film. I was a big fan.
Thanks, Brooke. I think you like my film more than I do.
It's possibly true. I've only watched it a couple of times, but
Oh man, I've never even watched it once. I'm joking, by the way. It's just Irish self-deprecation in full effect right here.
It's alright, I don't listen to these episodes back on the podcast. Ever.
To be fair, neither do I, but I have to listen to you lot talk to me for fucking hours on end when I edit them, so I don't want to hear them again once I hear iTunes. But I can, and my daughter can also comment on the quality of Paddy's YouTube channel. Legitimately, and this is not blowing smoke up Paddy's ass, she sits there every day asking me if a new video's gone up. She sits there every day asking me if we can watch Paddy on YouTube, and she is begging me to watch the hours worth of Man of Medan footages on there, and I'm going, no, because I don't want to hear myself talking through the fucking TV for an hour. I watched it with my headphones in while I was working. I'm not watching it on the TV. But legitimately, like she cried with laughter during the Layers of Fear videos. She'd spend hours on end walking around my house going, spin the globe, and what was the other one she loves?
Pacify.
Oh, the fucking baby face picture. She's going, that guy. I'm like, fucking hell. The Pacify video was hilarious.
I'm on my way to being the next Jacksepticeye. Wait for it. I'm Irish. I just don't have the same sign in as him.
It's great. I've queued up your interview with the lads for tomorrow. That's going to be my morning listening while I'm working. But yeah, the videos are all great. I say Nikita fucking loves them. And it isn't blowing smoke. The videos are legitimately a shitload of fun.
Thank you, bro.
You're very welcome.
And he's only the 6th Paddy Murphy on IMDb as well. Honestly, I thought it'd be fucking more than that, if I'm absolutely honest.
So did I.
He got a big old Roman numerals VI, and I thought, oh bless, he's only 6.
Which does surprise me, because I was once invited to a Paddy Murphy convention in Waterford in Ireland.
Fucking
and
holy shit fire.
I legitimately was like, I have seen enough horror movies to know that if they're trying to round up all the Paddy Murphys into one room, there are consequences to this, so I didn't go.
There's some Twilight Zone shit going on here I don't want to be a part of.
No, definitely not. Definitely.
There'd be at least 8, I think, according to IMDb.
All film directors.
Although, yeah. Assistant director of X-Men 2000.
Yeah, that was me.
Wow.
Patrick Murphy, aka Paddy Murphy. Oh, fucking piss off, mate. just to fucking pretend that you're a Patrick, mate.
Yeah.
Jog on.
I was 14 when I got that gig, okay? I had to go by a different name.
Before this devolves any further, Lee, do you want to plug yourself with anything?
Action figure.
No.
Wine bottle.
Toy train.
No.
Toy train.
Some wooden toy trains. Just so I can get John round my house, really.
Oh, did I tell you guys we got shit for ripping on John and his toy train simulator?
Oh,
What?
he deserves
Seriously?
it.
Yeah,
We did.
So we literally.
I think it was joke shit.
Oh yeah, it
but
was joke shit. It
nonetheless.
was one of our regular listeners, Dave, who's one of those kind of Twitter buddies. He messages and went, "Oh, you fucking cunts! Train sim's great."
I'm not kidding you. When the other day I sat here thinking, right, I want a quick game I can finish before we record the podcast, and I was looking on the sites that tell you like the quickest games on Game Pass at the minute, and that Trains one came up as one that you can like finish in an hour, and I was like, am I that desperate for an hour just for a game to talk to? And I was like, nah, fuck that, absolutely not. Not even for 1,000 G in an hour, mate. No way.
There's a dozen walking simulators on Game Pass you can finish in 2 hours for 1,000 G. I've spoke about them on this podcast.
Oh, I picked up a couple of other games. It's fine.
Yeah, but is it trains for an hour? It's not. Exactly. No. Right, Lee.
Pyro Loveridge.
There
everywhere you look, as far as I know.
Brooks, where can people find you?
I'm Twitter at Brooker411, and my other horror-based podcast is at Mild Threat Pod on Twitter, where we got delayed. We were supposed to be recording this week, and Emma's internet went to shit. So, you know, like those moments in Skype where you can kind of guess what someone said, so you carry on. Basically, what would happen was she'd say hello, and then silence for 5 minutes, and then she'd go, "What do you think?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." Don't know what you said. So we managed to kind of...
That literally sounds like every conversation I've ever had with a woman.
Pretty much, yeah. But
either that or I'm just not listening.
we kind of managed to fluff it through the intros on what we've been watching and shit, and then when we got to... Because we were going to do an episode like focusing on Final Girl Theory, because that's what she's done her Masters in. And I was like, this is going to be really cool, and I can't wait to learn a thing or two, because no matter what reading I do in the last month, there's no way I'm going to learn everything she's going to be able to teach me in this next hour. This is going to be awesome. And then basically silence and static. And I was like, yeah, Emma, we've got to knock this shit on the head and come back at a later date, man. I don't know, sit closer to your router or something, because this is fucking ridiculous. So that's been kind of canned, and we're back on it on Monday. I think we're recording that. So if talking about stupid horror movies is your thing and you want to learn a little bit about Final Girl Theory, come find us on probably next Friday, I suppose. At Mild Threat Pod, and that's me.
Cool. Anything else you want to add, Paddy?
Just want to say thank you guys for having me on. I just love talking about games, and I know that for about 60% of this podcast, all I've done is cackle, but that's a good sign. It's always
To be fair,
Somebody else cackled then, didn't they?
that's how it usually is with the podcast. It's just someone says something stupid, everyone else laughs for a bit, and then someone else says something stupid. It's not a professional podcast.
It's been a blast. And relatively short still, too. I think that's because we cut the news, though.
Well, yeah, we don't have anything to fucking talk about, so we're still
Flat out cut it.
clocking in at less than 2 hours, so I'm happy with that. 'Cause
genuinely just thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
thanks for coming on, mate.
It was a pleasure having you.
It's been super
I've
cool.
enjoyed it.
And if you ever want to come on again, man, all you got to do is just give us a shout and just come on and shoot the shit for a couple of hours. You're always welcome.
No worries. As I said, I'm very much horror inclined, so yeah.
Suits me fine because these two dickheads aren't, and I've got no one to talk to about horror games.
We'll do a Little Hope episode, so when Little Hope
Absolutely.
Right. So finally, you can find me on Twitter at thejohn_cu, on Xbox Live as Long Tongue Silver. But if you don't like us as individuals, you can always catch us at Character Unlock on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and through listening to via your favourite podcast supplying channel media system. And
said.
that is us done. So it just leaves us with everyone to just say goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.
Goodbye, everyone.